If you've ever felt this crushing weight of betrayal, you're not alone. But here's what most people don't understand. Betrayal isn't random. It follows patterns. It has warning signs. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never be blindsided again. Today, we're going to uncover the dark truth about why the people closest to us often become our greatest source of pain. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to protect yourself without becoming cold or cynical. Here's something that will change how you see relationships forever. Strangers can't truly betray you. Think about it. That person who cuts you off in traffic, annoying, but not betrayal. The rude cashier at the grocery store, irritating, but it doesn't wound your soul. Real betrayal requires trust. It requires vulnerability. It requires you to have lowered your guard and let someone into your inner world. This is why betrayal feels like a knife twisting in your chest, because it comes from the people who had access to your heart. The famous psychologist Carl Jung understood this deeply. He observed that our deepest wounds come not from our obvious enemies, but from the shadows cast by those we love most. It's the friend who spreads your secrets, the partner who emotionally abandons you when you need them most, the family member who uses your vulnerabilities against you. But why does this happen? What transforms a trusted ally into someone who can hurt us so deeply? The answer lies in something Jung called the shadow self, the parts of our personality we hide, even from ourselves. Every person you know carries within them a collection of suppressed emotions, unmet needs, and unresolved conflicts. Most of the time, these shadows remain hidden. But under certain conditions, they emerge in destructive ways. Imagine your closest friend suddenly becoming distant and cold. On the surface, it seems to come from nowhere, but dig deeper, and you might discover they've been harboring secret resentment about your success. Maybe they've been struggling with feelings of inadequacy, and your achievements became a mirror reflecting their own perceived failures. This isn't conscious malice, it's unconscious self-protection. Their shadow self convinces them that betraying you is somehow justified, even necessary. They might tell themselves you've changed, that you're not the person they thought you were, or that you somehow deserve what's happening. The most dangerous betrayers aren't the obviously toxic people. They're the ones wrestling with their own inner demons, using betrayal as a misguided attempt to reclaim their sense of power or self-worth. Betrayal might feel sudden, but it almost never is. There are always warning signs, subtle shifts that most people miss because they're looking at their relationships through rose-colored glasses. Here are the 5 danger signals you need to watch for. The first, the temperature drop. Notice when someone's warmth toward you begins to fade. Their hugs become shorter. Their smiles don't reach their eyes. They stop initiating conversations or making plans. This emotional withdrawal often precedes betrayal because they're psychologically preparing to hurt you. The second, the information shift. They stop sharing details about their life while pumping you for information about yours. Healthy relationships involve mutual sharing. When someone becomes secretive while remaining intensely curious about your business, they may be gathering ammunition. The third, the subtle undermining. Pay attention to small comments that feel like tiny cuts. "Oh, you're wearing that? I'm surprised they chose you for that project. Are you sure you can handle this?" These microaggressions often escalate into larger betrayals. The fourth, the alliance building. They start making comments about mutual friends or colleagues, subtly poisoning your other relationships. They might say things like, "I don't think Sarah really supports you," or "Tom was saying some interesting things about your presentation." They're testing the waters for future betrayals. The fifth, the mirror behavior. They begin criticizing you for things they themselves do. If they're being dishonest, they'll accuse you of lying. If they're being disloyal, they'll question your loyalty. This projection is their shadow self trying to justify what's coming. Understanding why betrayal hurts so intensely requires looking at how we form deep connections. When we trust someone, we don't just share our time or attention. We share pieces of our identity. We create what psychologists call self-expansion, where our sense of self actually grows to include aspects of the other person. This is why betrayal feels like losing a part of yourself. In many ways, you are. The version of you that existed in that relationship, the inside jokes, shared memories, mutual dreams, dies when the betrayal happens. You're not just losing a person, you're losing a piece of who you were with them. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood this vulnerability. They taught that while deep connections enrich our lives, placing our entire emotional well-being in someone else's hands is dangerous. They advocated for what they called the inner citadel, a core part of yourself that remains stable regardless of external circumstances. This doesn't mean becoming emotionally detached. It means developing the strength to love deeply while still maintaining your own center of gravity. So how do you protect yourself without becoming suspicious of everyone around you? The key is developing what I call wise trust, the ability to remain open-hearted while staying alert to reality. Start by trusting gradually. Instead of diving headfirst into vulnerability, reveal yourself in layers. Share smaller secrets before bigger ones. Observe how people handle your trust at each level. Do they respect your boundaries? Do they keep your confidences? Do their actions match their words? Create what relationship experts call trust tests, small, low-stakes situations where you can observe someone's character. Ask them to keep a minor confidence. See if they follow through on small commitments. Notice how they treat others when they think you're not watching. Most importantly, maintain your own identity separate from your relationships. Have friends they don't know. Pursue interests they don't share. Keep some dreams and goals that exist independently of their approval or involvement. This isn't about being secretive. It's about being complete. The goal isn't to avoid all betrayal. That's impossible if you want meaningful relationships. The goal is to develop what researcher Nassim Taleb calls anti-fragility, the ability to get stronger from stressful experiences rather than just surviving them. Every betrayal, as painful as it is, teaches you something valuable about human nature, about your own boundaries, and about what you truly value in relationships. Each experience can make you more discerning, more resilient, and paradoxically, more capable of deep connection with trustworthy people. The strongest people aren't those who've never been betrayed. They're those who've been betrayed and chose to remain open to love while becoming wiser about where to place their trust. Building lasting protection against betrayal requires 3 key elements. Pillar 1, self-knowledge. The better you understand your own needs, triggers, and patterns, the less likely you are to project unrealistic expectations onto others. Know what you need from relationships and communicate it clearly. Pillar 2, reality testing. Regularly check your perceptions against facts. Are you seeing people as they actually are, or as you wish they were? Ask trusted friends for their perspectives on your relationships. Sometimes an outside view can spot red flags you've missed. Pillar 3, emotional independence. While relationships should enhance your life, they shouldn't be the foundation of your self-worth. Develop a rich inner life, pursue your own goals, and maintain friendships across different spheres of your life. Here's something beautiful that emerges from understanding betrayal. Once you truly grasp how it works, you become both more selective and more generous with your trust. You stop wasting emotional energy on people who haven't earned it, which frees you to invest more deeply in those who have. You also develop the ability to forgive betrayal without necessarily restoring trust. You can understand that someone's betrayal says more about their inner struggles than your worth, while still protecting yourself from future harm. This wisdom transforms you from someone who trusts blindly into someone who trusts consciously, and that makes all the difference. If you're healing from a recent betrayal, remember this: your pain is not permanent, but the wisdom you gain can be. Every betrayal is also a graduation. You're no longer the naive person who could be hurt in that particular way. You've learned something valuable about human nature that will serve you for the rest of your life. Use this knowledge not to close your heart, but to open it more skillfully. The goal isn't to avoid all risk. It's to take calculated risks with people who've demonstrated they're worthy of your trust. Your journey through betrayal isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about becoming the kind of person others can trust completely, because you understand the sacred responsibility that comes with holding someone's vulnerability. If this resonates with you, and you want to dive deeper into understanding human psychology and building stronger relationships, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. The insights we share here could save you years of heartache and help you build the meaningful connections you deserve. What's your experience with betrayal? Have you noticed any of these warning signs in your own relationships? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today.